Hey guys, Bright Lights here, and welcome to another deck profile. As you can see, this one will be based on Mirakumo, and it will be part Shirayuki build. Well, let's get started. Let's see, to begin with, I run the starter Chain Sickle Stealth Rogue Onifundo. So his skill is Generation Break 1, Soul Blast 1, and return this unit to your hand. At the beginning of your main phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and look for one card from among them and call them to rearguard. Then shuffle your deck, and at the end of turn, you return that card to the bottom of your deck. So this card is an amazing card that I believe Murakumo needed for a while. It's just a good, solid starter that allows you to make use of most mechanics that Murakumo use, which is calling to rearguard and sending it bottom of the deck. Since I am playing Yasui in this deck, I am actually playing 3 starters. The reason why I'm playing 3 and not like 2 is because I want the maximum pluses I can get with Yasui's skill. So Yasui's skill, if you don't know, is like Canvas 1, when a G unit strides on him, then you choose a rearguard, then call it. Most of the time, my rearguard slot's going to be empty except for my starter. So then I just call 2 Onifundos, Soul Blast them back to my hand, now I have 20k shield in my hand. And like I said in one of my other videos, in my meta, there's a lot of guild arrays, so 10k shields that are grade 0 are extremely valuable. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he stays in the field because you can use Homer Raider and quickly just swoop them all back up and attack again. So, yeah, 3 starters. Moving on to grade 3s, I'm playing 4 Shirayuki. I'd like to say she's the main focus of the deck, but in all honesty, she isn't. She's there in case you need to suddenly change your playstyle. Let's say versus Metal Bogs or the unlockable Glowing Maelstrom. You can use Shirayuki. Just ride Shirayuki instead of Yasui. He's just he's your primary, but Shirayuki is a good secondary Vanguard to ride into. The rule that I like to say is, if your opponent can guard restrict you in any way, shape, or form, Shirayuki is probably the best option to go into because it's not technically guarding, you're discarding. And if you're discarding, you're not putting any cards in the Guardian Circle, so it's an instant minus to their power, so and it's still within their rules, so you can still guard more easily. So, yeah. Obviously, if you're playing Shirayuki, you need the 4 because it's a persona. So, Shirayuki's ability is Limit Break 4, Count plus 1, and choose a copy of herself and discard it. When she is being attacked at the beginning of the guard step, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose the attacking unit, and yes, minus 20k. So, let's say you're versing Loy Maelstrom, who has Ultimate Break and has the crit trigger. So the crit trigger is 4. Loy Maelstrom Ultimate Break is plus 5 to his 11. Let's say he's not cross-ridden, so that's 20. Just drop this, the attack 0. It's no pass. The unblockable attack has just become no pass. So, that's why I play it. Aquaforce, Guild Array. You just cut down the numbers, and it's amazing. Next is, like I said, my primary grade 3 that I do like to ride into, but Shirayuki is a card that is for Yasui. So Yasui Generation Break 2 ability is when a rearguard is meant to be returned to your deck, you can look through your deck for another copy of that card. It could be the same card for all I care. For all the card cares, as long as it's the same name. Then you can call it to rearguard and shuffle it back. So basically, that your cloning becomes permanent. So you cast it in the field, you can intercept with them still. Diablo will be able to screw Murakumo over. It's really good. And as I mentioned before, his Generation 1 ability is, his Stride Break ability is Count Blast 1 when the G unit strides on him. Look for, choose a target rearguard, then look for 2 copies, clone them, then end of turn, put them at the bottom of your deck. So, yep. Yasui is really good because he's a good Vanguard to ride into. Like I said, depending on what matchup I'm going to, I will ride into different ones. I just like Shirayuki better, in all honesty. Moving on to grade 2s. 4 Tokubears. Your 12k beaters when you're attacking Vanguard. in Generation Break 1. The reason why I play these guys is because I do play Kagagaminchi, and you need solid beaters that can attack on their own, as well as Homer Raider. If you hit a stand, you can hit on his own. So you just want to make sure that you can actually hit decent numbers without boosters. Next, I play 4 Runestar. Again, it's because I'm playing Kagagaminchi. Runestar can help you get multiple attacks, get your hand advantages for that way. Runestar's ability is Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1. When he attacks a Vanguard and he's boosted, you can look for another Runestar, call it to Rearguard. Then when that Rearguard attacks, you can and then at the end of turn, that Rearguard that was called goes to your hand. So it's a good ability. So I'll explain how it works with Kagagaminchi later, when I actually explain Kagagaminchi's skill. Sorry if I'm butchering his name. I play 2 Unflippers. They're not really here for anything. They're mostly here for fodder. Really, I don't really use the unflipping ability. I would play the old Unflippers, but I just can't seem to find them. So yeah. I've seen some people take out the Rune Stars for more Unflippers, but in my opinion, this is fine. I just gotta keep your 4 12Ks. Next up for grade 1s, we are playing 4 Stride Enablers, got a Stride, simple enough. 4 Lake Divers. So his ability is Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1. When he's placed on Rearguard, you pay the cost. If you do, look for your deck for 2 other copies of him, call them to Rearguard, and then at the end of turn, shuffle them back to the deck. So it's a temporary plus, and it's also good at setting up Homer Raider. So definitely gotta play 4 because you want to maximize its potential, and obviously so you can actually call something from the deck in case you like damage check 1, you can still call the other 2. So yep, 4 Lake Divers. They are divers, right? I play 1 Limit Break Enabler. Like I said, Shirayuki is situational, so the Limit Break is situational. That's why I'm only playing 1. It would be a bit risky to pump it up to 2 even. And plus, since I'm playing 3 starters, there's not that much room for other grade 1s. If I could play a 5th Lake Diver, I would obviously play it, but I'm stuck with her. She's not bad though. She can come clutch. Well, clutch as in like you get to use Limit Break earlier. I play 4 Unflipper PGs. Unflipping is very nice in this deck. It can eat up quite a lot of counterblast for Homer Raider, competitive Shirayuki uses, and Lake Diver. So Unflipping is nice, and since all your Rearguards return to the bottom of the deck anyway, you don't really need old Perfect Guards to guard your things. Next up for triggers. Oops. 8 crit. Definitely play the one that can go into soul, so you can use Thunder skill a 3rd time if you have to. So yeah, 8 crit. Make sure they're all the same name for Homer Raider skill. 4 stand. These stands are like MVP of my triggers. So his skill is Generation Break 1, and put it at the top of your deck. When it's placed on Rearguard, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Rearguards that's not him, and look for your deck for 2 copies of the same card name. Call them separate Rearguards. End of turn, they put it at the bottom. So it's like a free copy at the cost of a 10k shield. But the free copy is really amazing because it, like I said, this deck can use Counterblast, so you don't want to use too much Counterblast. And also the fact that like once your Lake Diver's out, you just call this guy, then you call the Lake Divers that you just called out anyway. So yep, stands, and also the deck does work well with stands because of Kagagaminchi. So yep, and 4 heals. That's it for the main deck. On to the G zone. I play 2 Kagagaminchi. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing that right. Kagamichi. Yeah, Kagagim. Yep. So his skill is whenever another unit is placed on Rearguard, if you have another unit with the same card name as that unit gets plus 2k, and they get to attack from back row. So let's say you have Strode on Yasui. and then you call out another Yasui through your Nifundo skill. This Yasui counts as this Yasui, so this one also gets plus 2k attack from back row. That's why the stand trick is even better. So like I'll have a field of like a Dokkabear, and I'd call one of the stand triggers. One stand trigger, return it, and then call out two more Dokkabears, like this. These guys get plus 2k, and then you can also attack from back row. So I mentioned earlier Rune Star combo. So basically what happens is Rune Star's here, save a Dokkabear here, empty Rearguard Circle here. So something like this is your field. So you attack with Dokkabear, you attack with your Vanguard, you attack with Rune Star, then you get a free. Oops, that's not Rune Star. Oops. You get a Rune Star. He gets plus 2k from Kakaminshi. He can attack for 11 by himself. It's really handy, really good. So that's what I meant by Rune Star plays. I know, pretty epic. Yeah. Let's move these. So you play 2 Kakaminshis. Out of the way. Next up, we play. In case you ran into Shirayuki, I play 2 Shirayuki. The one's from Fighters Collection. Actually, both from Fighters Collection. I don't play the train because it's terrible. So Shirayuki's ability is when it's placed on Vanguard. If you have Shirayuki, you can call a copy of your heart to Rearguard Circle. So like that. And at end of turn, if you have a Shirayuki heart, which you should, then you return that unit call to your hand, then discard a card. So Shirayuki helps you search out for your Persona copies, which is amazing. And yeah, it just helps you search. The reason why I'm only playing 2 is because if you ride one, right, then you get one from this one, you get one from this one, and then your last one, you're probably going to damage check or something, or you already have it in your hand, so there's no point in playing more than 2. It's completely pointless playing more than 2. Next up, I play 4 Homer Raider, Ambush Demon Stealth Dragon Homer Raider. So he has a skill, action phase, combos 2, and turn up a copy of him. If you have 2 or more G units in your G zone that are turned face up, this guy gets -1 drive check and the red text ability at the end of the battle that he attacked Vanguard. Choose one of your rear guards and return 3 of them if they all have the same name, and then he restands. So that's why I say make sure your triggers are all the same name, just in the off chance that you have to return triggers. That's why I play 3 on Nifundo. 3 is the magic number in this deck. 3 on Nifundo, return these 3. Or your 3 Tokabears, or your 3 Lake Divers, or whatever. You get a restand. It's a restanding Vanguard. You don't minus from your hand, which is amazing, which is what Murakami is known for, really, just keeping a good solid defense in your hand. And since you also have Shirayuki, let's say you've actually Shurden on top of Shirayuki, you build up a lot of hand size, you have Shirayuki limit break. This deck can play both offense and defensively, it's amazing. So yep, that's it for G-Zone. So yeah, overall I say this deck is extremely fun. It's very situational, obviously, but it is very easy to adapt to any situation thanks to Shirayuki and Yasui. Like, defense, offense, it can play whatever role you really need it to, and can counter a lot of other decks out there. Thank you so much for watching for this deck profile. Stay tuned, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.